So state your name and how you spell it.
Dalton Smith, Dalton Smith.
So what got you back into Bionicles since you had them as a kid?
Um, Pretty much, I was doing research. I was looking back into it because I started collecting a few Legos, just going to the store, buying a few. But I got back into it by looking up Legos through online and seeing like resale. Because usually for a lot of the older ones, they resell for a lot more, like Lego Star Wars and stuff like that. So for Bionicles, because I collected those as a kid, I didn't keep any though, sadly. Um, I just started looking those back up for resale, and it turns out if I still had them, they would be selling for pretty good amounts. So I've been trying to win eBay auctions and little stuff like that to slowly collect and sit on 'em like investments.
And do the colors have any ties to value, or what do the colors mean?
Uh, Not really to value. Well, it kind of depends. Through some sets, um, they will have like preferences. Like the red guy is usually bought the most. Usually the red and the green guy. You'll see them more frequent. But otherwise, back in this era, it was kind of like Avatar, The Last Airbender, and stuff like that, to where all of these was like an element. There's even like a Bionicles game to where you go through different biomes and you have to play as each character. So it's that vibe. So
Is there a favorite generation? Because there's multiple, correct?
yeah, there's like a bunch of different ones where they just do random variants. It's all the same like color sets and stuff like that. But um, my favorite, just because I only bought them for like a little while whenever I was a kid, um, is probably the gladiators or the. There's one called Baraki, which is like fish people, which is pretty cool. They get like extra claws and stuff.
And for you, is there a certain Bionicle within any of the sets that's like the holy grail for you to own? Like, what's your goal?
Um, they have some really big ones, like ones with vehicles to where they get like this big or so. There's ones where they're on like dinosaurs to the extent to where they get like that tall. Um, most of the earliest generations, I like to collect probably the earliest generations just because they take up the least amount of space. Because I am in an apartment. Um, and they look better on the shelf, in my opinion. They don't take as much. Kind of like having a bunch of smaller sets for Lego than having just one big one. It's more to look at. But they have, in the earliest generations, they have just like um, little ones where they have spinner discs or uh, probably about like just that size to where they have like little spinner discs, all different colors, and they have like two generations of those. I'd like to just collect the smallest ones first. So not really a holy grail, but first start.